Nearly 12.5 billion tons of freight are moved each year by truck across the United States. Responsible for transporting nearly every item Americans use on a daily basis, the trucking industry is a vital and driving force behind the nation's economy. But not all trucking is created equal. Certain sectors of the industry face guidelines and standards that set them apart from others, most notably tank truck carriers. Carrying materials such as petroleum products, gases, chemicals, and hazardous waste, the tank truck industry has its very own distinct set of safety regulations and challenges.
There's a lot of unique differences between a conventional tractor and a tank truck. With a tank truck, you can basically haul the product, you can heat the product. The product could be chemical, could be acid, it could be different types of products that you're hauling. You could do a short haul, you can do local hauls, you can do over-the-road hauls. Now the challenges that we face with the actual tanker industry is recruitment of professional drivers. It's a very unique classification. There are a lot of prerequisites involved with that. Of course, you have to have a CDL. Most tanker carrier companies, they require a hazmat certification, a TWIC, and the tractors or the equipment is maintained at the terminal level. Basically, you have a staff there, you have a maintenance staff, you have a wash rack staff, and they basically keep up with the equipment from preventive maintenance checks and services to washing the tank and preparing it for the next load.
But recent statistics show a dramatic shortage in the number of drivers possessing the highly specialized skill set needed for the tank truck industry. Groendyke Transport is one tank truck carrier that may be one step ahead in finding a solution. The company says the recent wave of discharged military personnel is a perfect fit for the industry. Skilled, highly responsible, and used to working under high-pressure situations. As one of the largest tank truck carriers in the nation, safety and quality come before all else at Groendyke. And tapping into the unique assets veterans offer is one of the ways Groendyke has remained at the top of the industry.
As a graduate of 7 years of a military school and being an officer in the United States Army Transportation Corps, I'm pretty familiar with the training that goes into people that are involved in transportation. And I think the thing we look for in a driver is leadership, discipline, and they have those traits. They realize that because of their military training, they have to be responsible, they have to be disciplined, and they have to be have skill sets that match our requirements. And being a truck driver is not just about driving the truck. There's a lot of regulations and a lot of training that go into handling flammable, hard to handle, or hazardous products. You have safety equipment and safety gear that you have to do. You have to operate unloading equipment, be it a gear-driven pump or an air pump that pressures the load off under pressure. And it's not just getting the truck from A to B. And you have to have a driver that's skilled, but also has the discipline to show up and be there every day and perform the service that we need performed to make our customer happy. And you know, from my experience, those people at least have the prerequisite requirements. They have the basic training to operate the equipment. They understand safety and blocking the truck and the certain things you need to do to make sure that you can deliver the load in a safe manner.
With tens of thousands of soldiers, sailors, and airmen exiting the military over the next few years, and unemployment among veterans already topping 12%, the partnership between veterans and tank truck carriers could be the answer each side is looking for.
There are so many similarities between what veterans do and what we do. They're trainable, they're flexible, they're used to working on a team, they have situations where they have to use their judgment, they have to use judgment of the group. They're highly motivatable. I think they like being part of a group, and we think that fits perfectly in the highly complex, very technical logistics and transportation field. They're coming back from the military where they haven't had to look for a job, and they shouldn't have to worry about a job. The unemployment rate in vets, I think post 9/11 vets is something like 11%. That should not be that way. We have jobs that need to be filled, and we should find better ways to connect people that are coming out of the military to jobs that need to be filled. Good jobs, good paying jobs, secure jobs, they offer benefits. They shouldn't have to wonder and deal with the uncertainties for them and their families of not having employment. One of the biggest jobs in trucking is being a driver, and there are a lot of people that are driving heavy equipment in the military that could come right into that kind of work in transportation today. But we also need people that know how to dispatch. We need people that are managers. We need people that can learn to do something in the logistics field that's very similar to what they've done in the military. So it's not just a need for truck drivers. We have a real critical shortage of truck drivers in the industry today, but we also need managers, safety people, we need maintenance people, things that they've done in the military that will translate very easily into our world.
For Justin Shoemaker, who left the military and joined the team at Groendyke in 2006, becoming dispatcher at the Wichita terminal was a perfect next career step. Recently promoted to the position of assistant terminal manager in Fort Worth, Justin is just one example of the potential and growth that can lie ahead for veterans looking to start life after the military.
Well, I think anyone in the military would agree with me. The discipline you learn, leadership skills, and conveniently enough for me, I was a motor transport in the Marine Corps, so I kind of went from military trucking to commercial trucking, so it was an easy transition for me. Groendyke transportation in general is a well-rounded industry. Veterans fit the bill very well for what we're trying to do here. It's fast-paced, and we need hard-charging people to come into the industry, and that's what we're looking for.
Michael Gersh, a retired Army veteran and current member of the Army Reserves, also recently joined the team at Groendyke in 2010. Michael's history of hauling fuel for the military allowed for the seamless transition to the elite team of Groendyke's tank truck drivers.
With the Army National Guard, I selected the 88 series, which is transportation, so hand in hand with what we're doing right now. With the military, you learn flexibility, and that's the key to everything. In the trucking industry, situations change constantly, regulations change constantly. Learning to be flexible to those changes, and the training in the military, we train constantly. Trucking industry and Groendyke's no different than that. You're constantly training, learning new things, techniques, and that's one good thing about Groendyke is safety is a value. So military veterans, they know the values because the military has values as well. So it works hand in hand.
At Groendyke, it is believed that it takes a special person to be a tank driver and a true professional to be a Groendyke driver. By recognizing the unique skills veterans can bring to the industry, as well as seeking the very best of the best, Groendyke will only continue to redefine what it means to be a tank truck driver. After all, it's something Groendyke has excelled at for more than 80 years.
We have been, in our 80-year history, very committed to safety. We owe it to the general public out there on the highway, and we owe it to our employees to make sure that we provide a safe piece of equipment and a safe workplace for them to work in. The difference between a good trucking company and a mediocre trucking company is the quality of the people out there, and that is the driver and the terminal managers and the shop personnel. It's a team effort out there, and I'm very proud of our people and the effort they put forward on a daily basis. The veteran has proven himself that he can go through basic training, he can take orders, he has discipline and leadership abilities that make them meet some of the prerequisites we need as a basis to have a good driver. They're used to having a mission, having a job requirement, and they understand what it takes to get the job done.
Groendyke Transport, safety and quality first. To find out more, please visit groendyke.com.